Toto Wolff's message about Lewis Hamilton's adaptation at Ferrari wasn't just a casual comment. It was a well-planned move that exposed a deep truth inside Maranello. When Wolff said it would take time for Hamilton to settle in, he wasn't stating the obvious. He was highlighting something Ferrari doesn't want to openly admit. Time is a luxury they're not offering their newest star. Ferrari is known for its pressure, its high expectations, and its internal politics. In that environment, patience isn't seen as helpful. Instead, it becomes a weapon used to question performance, loyalty, and potential. So far, Charles Leclerc has taken all three of Ferrari's podium finishes this season. Hamilton, on the other hand, has only managed a single sprint victory. While Leclerc enjoys a stable setup and familiar faces, Hamilton is still learning how to handle a car that doesn't respond the way he's used to. Yet every weekend, his performances are put under a microscope. Every race is treated as a final exam. And until now, Ferrari has been silent, leaving Hamilton to face the growing noise alone. Toto Wolff's words broke that silence. He reminded everyone that a champion is more than just lap times. A champion needs trust, space, and belief from the team around him. Wolff pointed to the China sprint race as proof. Given the right conditions, Hamilton still knows how to win. That wasn't just support for a former driver. It was a clear signal aimed at Ferrari's leadership. Either you back Hamilton, or you risk wasting his potential. Inside Ferrari, comparisons between Hamilton and Leclerc are happening, even if no one wants to admit it. Leclerc is viewed as the team's future, the driver they've built around for years. Hamilton is the newcomer trying to reshape a system that resists change, but Wolff took it a step further when he brought Andrea Kimi Antonelli into the conversation, saying, "It's unfair to compare Hamilton to Antonelli" wasn't just a comment. It was an exposure of Ferrari's double standards. At Mercedes, Antonelli is being given time. Mistakes are expected and used as learning tools. At Ferrari, Hamilton is expected to deliver immediately. Every struggle is used as proof that he might not be the right fit. Wolff has seen this before. He knows how political teams can be. He's watched as champions like Alonso, Vettel, and even Schumacher had to fight Ferrari's internal resistance. He also knows what happens when a team doesn't protect its driver from the noise inside and outside the garage. Wolff's message was also a warning. If Ferrari doesn't protect Hamilton, if they continue letting silence fill the space where support should be, they could repeat history. Ferrari has a long pattern of turning on its own drivers when things get tough. Alonso was blamed for engineering problems. Vettel was left isolated when the politics turned. Even Schumacher faced heavy resistance before he finally reshaped the team around him. Hamilton understands all this. He knows Ferrari's history. He knows trust isn't given freely there. It has to be earned and sometimes even taken by force. He also knows that time inside Ferrari moves differently. Every race, every strategy call, and every quote adds to the story that's being written about him. And right now, that story paints him as the outsider. Leclerc is the team's foundation. Hamilton is the question mark. But that sprint win in China reminded everyone what Hamilton can do. It was proof that if you give him the right tools, he can still deliver results. The issue isn't Hamilton's speed or skill. It's the environment around him. Right now, Ferrari isn't fully supporting him, and that's a big problem. Toto Wolff called it out, and now Ferrari has no choice but to respond. Hamilton's battle isn't just on the track. It's happening inside the team. The engineering team is still adjusting to his preferences. His bond with his race engineer is still forming. The strategies don't always seem to favor him. It feels like he's being judged differently than Leclerc. Toto Wolff saw that and decided to act. His message forced Ferrari into the spotlight. They can't stay silent anymore. At Mercedes, things are very different. Antonelli is protected. His rookie season is about learning, not just results. Mercedes is playing the long game. Ferrari, on the other hand, seems to expect instant results from Hamilton while offering none of the protection. That's a dangerous game, and Wolff knows it. That's why he spoke out, to shift the focus away from judging Hamilton's adaptation and toward questioning Ferrari's treatment of their new driver. Ferrari's culture is complex. It's a team built on passion and pressure. But that same pressure can become toxic if not handled properly. Wolff's comments weren't meant to attack Ferrari. They were meant to remind them of what's at stake. Hamilton is not just another driver. He's a 7-time world champion who has come to Ferrari to build something new. But he can't do it alone. He needs the team to meet him halfway. Ferrari's silence so far has been loud. No strong public support for Hamilton, no signs of adapting the team's internal structures to help him integrate faster, no visible moves to reduce the pressure on him. Instead, the same old habits seem to be returning, habits that push drivers away instead of lifting them up. That's what Wolff was warning against. And now the entire paddock is watching. Fans are watching. Every decision Ferrari makes from now on will be seen through this new lens. Will they support Hamilton, or will they fall back into the patterns that cost them so much in the past? The next few races will provide some answers. Inside the team, Hamilton must navigate a tricky path. He needs to continue proving himself while also building trust with his engineers and strategists. He must keep performing while knowing he's being judged more harshly than others. It's a tough position, but Hamilton has been here before. At Mercedes, he built his influence over time. He turned a team into a championship machine. At Ferrari, he's trying to do the same, but it's harder, and the resistance is stronger. Still, Wolff's message gave Hamilton something valuable: leverage. Now Ferrari knows that the rest of the world is paying attention. They can no longer treat him like a temporary outsider. They must treat him like a leader, because if they don't, they risk losing more than races. They risk losing the one driver who could transform their future. This phase of the season is critical. The summer stretch often defines the championship narrative. It shapes team unity, performance momentum, and internal dynamics. For Ferrari, every decision now matters more than ever. Back Hamilton fully, and they could find the leader they've been missing since the Schumacher era. Continue treating him as a short-term guest, and they may face another internal collapse. Hamilton isn't here just to collect paychecks or enjoy the Ferrari badge. He came to leave a legacy. He wants to build something lasting, but he can only do that if the team allows him to lead. And leading doesn't mean dominating Leclerc. It means having a voice in strategy, having trust in the garage, being given equal or even better tools to work with. So far, that hasn't happened. And Wolff's message made that imbalance clear. What happens next will determine whether Hamilton becomes the next great Ferrari leader, or the next name in a long list of stars who couldn't change the system. The potential is there. The talent is proven. The only question is whether Ferrari has the courage to support change, because change is hard. It means upsetting comfortable structures. It means trusting new voices. It means admitting that the old ways aren't enough. Ferrari has always struggled with that. Their history is filled with stories of missed chances, internal politics, and legends who left with unfinished business. Hamilton doesn't want to be another chapter in that book. He wants to be the turning point. But to do that, he needs Ferrari to act differently this time. Toto Wolff didn't have to say anything. He could have remained silent, watched from afar, and let the situation unfold. But he didn't. He spoke out because he sees what's happening, and he knows how damaging it can be. His words were strategic, precise, and aimed directly at Ferrari's leadership. It was a public reminder. Hamilton is still a champion, and he deserves to be treated like one. Now the ball is in Ferrari's court. The next races will show us whether they've listened, whether they'll change the tone inside the team, whether they'll protect their driver or continue letting him walk alone. Because if they don't act now, the risks will grow, the internal divide will deepen, and the narrative will slip out of their control. This isn't just about Hamilton, it's about the future of Ferrari. If they want to return to dominance, they need to embrace a new mindset, one that values